I'ma take pop. And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop.
Welcome to In the Vibe.
That's right. I'm Bass P.
And I'm DIZZ-E.
That's right.
You are now in the vibe.
All right.
Welcome back, and thank you for your support and love, and thank you for joining us every week. These people are animals. You guys are beasts, okay? Thank you so much, right?
Yes.
So
I would say keep showing us the love. You have to keep showing us the love because remember to press the subscribe button.
Subscribe and leave the comments, and don't forget the likes, okay? Come on, and also keep the comments coming.
Yes.
And don't forget to ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding,
Boom, boom, boom. Right there.
They should follow us on
TikTok,
Twitter,
Instagram.
and you can also follow us on our other YouTube channel, The Critical Opinion, where we do our rapping and our wonderful music. Okay, and right here on YouTube. Who are we going to put in the spotlight this week?
So DIZZ-E, this week in the spotlight, we're going to talk about one of the legendary, all-time greatest rap duos of all time. This is B and Rakim.
They are a legendary duo, right? And they really elevated rap music. And you know what? They changed it. They changed how lyrics were delivered, right? And these guys were just amazing, and we'll get back to them in a little while, right? So for now, you know what? It's that time. It's that time to party.
All right.
Come on!
He's more crazy. He got the juice on him. I don't know what happened to him today.
Man, you're bringing me down. You're bringing me down.
Because if he dances like this in public, I don't know, guys.
Actually, out of this world, things were happening. Like, it's just amazing. You know Elon Musk from Tesla?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did you hear about the new deal?
I heard he bought something recently.
He bought Twitter.
He bought Twitter. This guy has money. Guys.
Not just some money.
Yeah.
One of the largest deals ever, right? $44 billion. Dun, 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 dun.
What?
I thought $44 was a lot. $44 billion? By God, that is a lot of money, right? Can you even think of $44 billion? What would you do with $44 billion? You know what the funny thing was? Twitter's board, all them, they were saying, no, we'll never sell to Elon Musk, right? But the thing is, he slowly bought out a lot of the shares.
Oh, I see.
Right? He bought out the shares. Backdoor, right?
Yeah.
And so he wanted to only sit on the board, right? They said no. So he said, okay, then I'll buy you guys out.
Okay, can I ask a question? So if he's going to, since he already bought it, Elon Musk bought it, what will he do differently?
Well, you know how Twitter kicks you off if you say something derogatory or you say something racist or you're giving out false information and they ban you from it like Trump?
Like some people.
Right? Yeah. Anyways, so he wants to fix that. He wants to turn Twitter into what he says to defend democracy. Okay? And he wants to make this platform absolutely unconditionally freedom of expression. So he doesn't care if you're going to put some racist stuff up there. He doesn't care if you're going to put some derogatory or you're going to put false information. So a lot of the politicians that were booted off this are probably partying right now. This week they were just like, Trump was probably like giving cigars to babies.
Probably is.
Right? So he wants to fix Twitter. Really? This week was the birthday of an iconic rapper from Oakland, Too Short.
Too Short? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's his
Happy birthday, Too Short.
It's his birthday. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Right, this guy is still making music.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Okay. He's been rapping for about 25, 30 years.
Yeah, I remember him.
Right? And he's still dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He just did a song with Ice Cube. This guy started from he's the reason I'm talking about him is this guy is an amazing guy. He started selling his own music on his own label out of the back of a truck or trunk of his car.
Yeah. You really inspired him too. You inspired this guy. You love him.
Ooh, man, like business, he's pimping it in the business world. Right?
But he owns his own label, like you said. He owns his own company. So
This week also another important landmark was Big Pun. It's been Big Pun dropped his debut album. Capital Punishment. That was 24 years ago.
Man, that makes me feel
so if that
old.
was 24 years ago, that means that Too Short's been rapping close to 30 years.
Yeah, that's right. 30 years onward. Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Okay.
I remember from high school with Big Pun, I was just listening to the songs with Fat Joe and Jennifer Lopez, the collaborations. Wow.
Yeah, can you believe that we were just young ones back then? Actually, I was already in university. He was still in high school at the time. Okay. Another thing was that the NFL drafts happened.
NFL draft, that's right. Yeah. And I have to say this, I'm a Tampa Bay fan. All you guys need to know. I've been a Tampa Bay fan since the 90s, and the New Orleans Saints fans. These were the two worst teams.
England Patriots. Patriots. Yeah, go.
These were the two worst teams, and I'm walking with pride. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Back to the Super Bowl and New Orleans Saints. Let's get it started.
Whatever. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Anyways, Ice Cube is a huge fan of the Raiders. Even in their videos, remember they used to wear the Raiders hats and the Raiders jackets?
Cube used to wear that.
NWO, when they were NWA, right? So, sorry. Okay, so Ice Cube attempted to hype up the crowd during an NFL draft on Thursday evening. Okay. And he was just standing in the crowd. He was just in the front row. Yeah. Right? No special treatment. He wasn't even actually part of the show. Okay. Right? He is a huge fan, right? So Roger Goodell, the commissioner, right, called him up on stage, and so to just say, hey, look who we got. We got Ice Cube right up in the front, the commissioner of the NFL, right? And he called him back up on stage, and once he made it up on stage, he tried to hype the crowd up by saying, like, "What's up, Las Vegas?" Ice Cube yelled, hyped up the crowd, but he yelled so loud that it created static in the mic, and it kind of offset the whole thing. And so he must have moved. I saw him adjusting it, so it might have been that he adjusted the mic and it sort of a wire or something went loose. Okay. But people thought he broke the mic.
that's you'll say that's
why he was yelling, right? So this was tweeting all over Twitter, right? That Ice Cube broke the mic at the NFL, and after that, all the sound didn't sound very clear, and people were like a little pissed off, right?
It would have sounded better if he.
But it turns out he didn't actually break the mic or anything. But, it was just a technical issue, right? A technical problem, which they later found out and fixed it, right? For a while now, a lot of new rappers have been debating. This is a debate, okay? And you and I will get into this right now. Yeah. That they are much more talented rappers than the past guys.
Are you serious?
The guys from the past.
Who said that? Which rappers are saying that?
Such DDG. Okay, he made a big Twitter. He went on Twitter, right, and he argues that rappers are new day rappers. The modern day rappers are 10 times better today than in the past. However, he did receive a lot of backlash for this.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
There were people that wrote to him, said, nah, bro. Yes. You can't. He was saying that, okay, he gives respect to Biggie and Tupac. However, if they were rapping today, any of the new guys would out-rap them any day. Right? This is Tupac we're talking about, Paul. Right? Seriously? DDG. I cannot believe this.
Listen, we all respect to you, all due respect. We challenge you to go against Rakim, KRS-One. You just wouldn't manage. Okay, and I'm a fan of yours. So please stay in your lane. We respect you.
Hey, no, I don't tell anybody to stay in their lane. Do what you want to say. And freedom of speech. Let's go on Twitter. Freedom of speech, bro. Anyways, hey, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. Great, but you know what? You're riding on the shoulder of giants.
That's right.
These are the guys that laid the path. You can't diss them. You can't knock them down, right? No matter what you say, right? There's a lot of people, including us.
Yes.
We still love that old school, and I will listen to them, and I still do listen to them in my car.
That's right.
Okay, that was your question. Do you be real and just say, do you listen to them in your car? Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I still listen to Dre.
Yes.
I still listen to Tupac. I still listen to Snoop Dogg. I still listen to Biggie in my car. Those are the main. I still have those things. That's my main music is from the early '80s to mid '80s to the '90s to the early 2000s.
Yes.
Right. And I have to honestly say, I don't really listen to a lot of the new music. Not because I don't like it. It's just that you guys don't really have anything to say.
Well, let me say.
You guys are talking about drugs, girls, and booze, and jing-a-ling-ling-ling. Okay, come on, get real. Okay, what's your story? Tell us your story. Right?
That's
if
true.
you got a story, tell it to us. Okay, then you'll have my attention, and you'll have other fans' attention. You'll probably get more fans if you're telling a story rather than just talking about jing-a-ling-ling. Okay, and dropping the penny. Okay, all right. So anybody can do that.
And
I can have a million girls sitting around the car and pumping and jumping in expensive cars. Yeah, I can lease those too. Okay, so that doesn't make you a rapper. Okay, if you want to be a true rapper, you want to get a rep. You gotta be a lyricist. You gotta be a poet. You gotta tell a story.
That's right.
Let's take it back to the streets.
That's right. That's right. And to be fair, DDG, I'll even go to your side. It's okay that you say like you're the best rapper. Every rapper feels like that. They can be the best rapper, but we have to pay our due respects to the rappers of the past. And in the '80s, I mean, these guys were killing it. Like the ones we're talking about, Eric B and Rakim. And to say that they can touch your shoes and all that stuff, you can't say that. I mean, these guys really.
No. When I read that tweet, I was just like, "What, yo, bro?
Yeah.
Love you. Seriously, you're a good rapper." But to knock down those other guys, nah.
No.
Okay, you're gonna join one of all those mumble rappers soon, right? So, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. Guess what?
What's up?
You know, there's one girl. I love her so much. Right? She is incredible. She's an entrepreneur, a businesswoman. She's a role model. She's a role model to me, right? Yeah. And she's a wicked rapper, and the girl can flow, man. Right? And not only that, she's one of the most demanded actresses in the field today.
Wow.
Right? And she's got her own TV series, and we'll get back to that in a couple of seconds. You know who I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea.
Come on, you know I always tell you that I love this woman. You know I tell her she's so talented, and if she's listening,
she's a rapper.
hi. Her name is Queen Latifah.
All hail the queen. All hail
to the queen.
Yes.
Queen.
I had a huge crush on her in the 90s.
Oh man, right?
Yes, she's super. She's great.
You think she's great now. Wait until you hear what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, what's happening?
She just launched a project in Newark, in New Jersey. Okay. Queen Latifah is an actress, a rapper, a musician. She can sing as well.
Yeah,
right?
She's multi-talented.
And she just broke ground on Tuesday on a project. It's a new mixed-use housing, project in New York for to improve home housing projects, to home people. She had been going past this one place all her life as a child, and she said this area was never developed. Nobody ever touched it. So she bought all that land along with some other investors. Okay, and so she started this project, right? And this was her dream, to get that area cleaned up, fixed up. And so by the time they finish, it's going to be, you know, her style, man.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't do anything small.
No, not halfway. She goes all full out.
So, Queen Latifah.
Queen. All hail.
All hail.
Give
all hail to the queen, right? A true Nubian queen.
Yes.
Okay. If you ever see this video, we love you.
Yes, we
You
do.
can be on our show anytime, right? You're welcome anytime. Okay.
You are listed as one of the greatest top female rappers of all time.
Like, she's a pioneer,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Pioneer. She's a pioneer. You know what she's doing now? She's got her own record label. She signed Naughty by Nature.
That's right.
Run DMC later on when they
Run
came back and
DMC.
everything. And
many female. Who's the
Black
British
Moon,
one?
they were
I
Black
was-
Moon, Miss Elliott. There's a lot of the. She's like she manages
Yeah.
and had them. She gave a lot of female rappers their voice. She was one of the top female rappers, and I think one of the very few
Yeah.
who went like commercial and kept it street.
Yes. I remember the first song I heard from her was
UNITY.
but there was a song before it. I'm thinking of the British Moni Love.
Oh yeah,
Moni
oh,
Love
yeah.
with
What was the song called?
the song was called I just drew a blank, but I know if you saw it, Moni Love and Queen Latifah.
You
Ladies
know,
first. I just remembered it. Ladies first.
There.
Ooh,
Okay.
ladies
You know
first.
what? Just for that, right? Check this 2 clips out.
Wow.
Okay.
Give it to you, Queen.
Yeah.
That don't know how to be pros get evicted. A woman could bear you, break you, take you. One day I was walking down a block, I had my cut off short.
She does music. She does acting,
That's right.
singing, right?
Yeah.
And she's in her acting career. She's done a lot of movies, and now she's got a TV series. I don't know if you watch it. Remember Denzel Washington? He did The Equalizer.
Yes,
right?
that was one of my
And now
favorite
she's got a TV series.
Yeah, the
Right,
Equalizer.
Equalizer,
Okay.
a must-watch show. Right, it is mad, wicked.
I know
right?
everything
and
she touches
she
is
is so awesome.
You really?
Right, in this
gotta
role,
watch it.
this role was made for her. Okay,
Yes.
it is incredible. So
I
if you get a chance to watch it,
Yeah.
watch it. Okay, The Equalizer.
Yes. I have to put a throwback. My favorite show with her, even before that, was Living Single.
Oh,
And-
Living Single.
And all the producers and the writers from Living Single, they went on to Friends.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a Friends fan, I have to be honest. I know everybody around me says, "Oh, you watch Friends? Don't you like?"
I was for a little while, but then it was just a
Living
repetitive
Single.
thing. Every
Living
same
Single.
Living Single,
Was
right?
the show. Martin, yeah.
Martin.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a good show.
That's where the Brother Man came from.
Brother Man.
Brother Man. Remember Brother Man? That term Brother Man?
Yes.
Right?
So,
Martin
excellent.
made it popular, right? But Queen Latifah, yeah. God bless, thank you.
Thank
May
you.
God bless you, and
Wish you the
may
best.
you continue to have the success that you have. And thank you so much for showing such generosity, okay, and going back into your neighborhood, taking care of your neighborhood. That's what everybody should be doing.
Yeah, we should.
Seriously, when you make it big, that's what Snoop Dogg did that, Dr. Dre did that, right? And Ice Cube, right? They all went back into their neighborhoods, helped fix them up, improve them, brought the value.
Yeah, brought the value up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
That's how you do it.
Thank
right?
you for being an
Seriously.
example. Thank you for
Yeah,
showing us.
thank you
as
for
an
being
example.
a role model.
Exactly.
And that's what happened this week.
Yep.
Right, so it's that a lot of incredible stuff happened. Right?
It's
Good
true.
positive stuff.
Excellent.
Okay, so Bass,
Yep.
how was your week? What did you do? Tell us what news you have to share with us. Anything
Thank you.
interesting?
You know, the weather is getting better.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, go ahead.
this is our weatherman chat.
Could you use a little weather scoop, by the way? Are you wondering about the sun or the clouds today? There's just one man who has the say. Who else but the weatherman?
And here's the latest weather report.
This is the weather report, and I'm presenting to you Bass P, and this is
DIZZ-E,
we are from the group Critical Opinion,
and we're here.
to give you the weather report. So the weather is getting mighty better, John. Is your
John?
John,
My name is-
Screw
My
John.
name is DIZZ-E.
Dizzy. Sorry. Oh my.
Oh, Bass, have you been drinking?
Just a little bit of cognac.
Oh, okay. Like every other weatherman.
So
All right.
it's getting much more warmer.
Yes,
It's
it
more
is.
sunny,
Yes,
and
it
the
is.
weather today is actually 17 degrees in Celsius.
And no meatballs.
No meatballs.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, cloudy.
Cloudy with meatballs.
Yes. So
Okay.
it's actually getting better, and we both are feeling it's getting.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yes,
It was
yeah.
actually uplifting to see the sun up.
Yes,
right?
it
and
is.
it gets kind of nice. It's getting warm out there, right?
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
Back.
you
Yeah.
said you got something to say? You
Yes,
said
I don't know if you watched WWE this week.
Woo! Always,
Yeah.
right?
But as you know, we're both WWE fans,
Yes.
and I watched on Raw Randy Orton's 20th anniversary of of wrestling.
And he's still going, man. The guy's still winning titles, right? And I think it's going to be another 20 years for this guy.
The way this guy keeps going, yeah.
So,
I mean, and he's still entertaining. He's so interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I think he's gotten better.
Yeah.
Like his speeches, the way he talks, and his eye language, like face language. And
really
everything
confident.
Is a little bit. I think it's much better. I think Riddle actually brought that out in him, more of a like that sort of comedy, a little bit, a little bit of sense of humor there, right? He's always had it, but I think Riddle kind of brought it out a little bit more. That's his fighting partner.
He always tells him, "Take it easy, Randy. Take it easy, Randy."
Let's continue on with this week's Spotlight. Okay.
Spotlight, yeah.
And we're going to talk about Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah.
Okay. And they took hip hop to another level, as we mentioned earlier, right? They were never the mainstream hit, or they never had a mainstream hit.
Yeah,
that's kind of surprising, right?
I'm surprised by that.
That was during the rap's golden age, right? And so when I heard about that, and I heard that Eric B and Rakim never had a mainstream hit.
Well, they did, I think, with the collaboration with Jody Watley Friends. That was their only top 10.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I was just so enthralled with their music. I didn't know they weren't like top hits. But
Eric B and Rakim were almost like universally recognized, right? Because they sort of ended their career a lot earlier. We'll talk a little bit about that in a while, right? But they were definitely the premier DJ and MC duo in hip hop at the time, right? And I think I don't know if they'd ever come back together because there's a lot of issues there. Not only was their chemistry superb, okay, but individually these guys were already showing awesome skills even before they got together, right?
So let's go on with Eric B. Eric B was a hugely influential DJ and beat maker, and whose taste for hard-hitting James Brown hits, when we talked about that, many people sampled James Brown hits.
Yeah.
It's one of probably the most sampled artists of all time.
The Godfather of Soul, right?
That's right. It touched off a stampede through the Godfather of Soul's back catalog, and that continues up to the present day. And Rakim, meanwhile, still tops fans' polls as probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, MC of all time.
I think he's probably my after Run DMC and Snoop and Dre.
Yeah,
Rakim.
he's right up there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so Rakim is like just the guy has a flow. You know how many other people copied him? Right?
We talked about this. We discussed this earlier. When I heard Will Smith's "Summertime," I swear I thought that this was like Rakim's imprint all over it.
I thought he produced it. Actually, I thought maybe he sort of produced it, wrote it. Nope. It's just but he was Will Smith admits he was influenced by Rakim.
Yeah.
Right?
That's just the power he had.
Yeah, so then I understand that.
So when we talk about his style of rhymes, we were talking about Run DMC and how some rappers, they yell and scream like rockers. But with Rakim, his voice is kind of like mine, just bass and kind of mellow, and he plays it like poetry when he does those lyrics. And when he uses the lyrics, it's like a trumpet. And it's just impactful. He doesn't try to be sexy. He doesn't try to do anything. He just says it as it is. Yeah. And that's probably one of the best features that's always been about him. He's like a jazz man, earning a reputation as one of the smoothest flowing MCs ever to pick up a mic.
Here's an example. Here, have a look, have a listen to
this. Thank you.
So. Knock it down, lumberjack style, baby, extra wood. Rock it all night long, the bang-a-thon, baby, keep hanging on. We like it with
Okay.
Right.
Together, their peerless techniques on the microphone and on the turntable was incredible, okay? And it upped the ante for all who were going to follow after that. Because you know what?
What?
Come on, man. You couldn't do that kind of scratching, that kind of beat mixing. I mean, there are guys now that can do that, but back then, these guys, their beats were off the hook. Yeah. Their lyrics were so smooth and silk. And I'm a jazz fan.
Yeah.
So I can relate to their music.
That's true.
And it's like GangStar. GangStar uses a lot of jazz music as well.
Yeah.
DJ Premier, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll be talking about them another time.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, another guy who was actually influenced from Rakim. Yeah. They influenced like a lot of these old rappers. These guys, DDG, listen to this, okay, influenced a lot of the people, okay, that we like, who influenced us in turn.
That's right. Indeed, and one of the things I like so much about Rakim is that he didn't really try to go for the big money. He just stayed true to his principles. And it was kind of an issue as well later on, like we'll talk about with Eric B and so on. But he's always been real true to the streets, and that's why he's so loved in the streets. It's like if he walks in the streets today at 3:00 at night, nobody's gonna rob this guy. That's the impact he has had on rap today.
Yeah, right. So they were both born in Queens. Right?
That's right.
Eric B and Rakim. And so, what was Eric's real name?
Eric B was named. His birth name was Eric Barrier in 1965, and in Elmhurst, Queens. And his future partner Rakim, which his real name was William Griffin Jr.
And then later on, he took on the Islamic culture and gave himself the name Rakim.
It was like Rakim Allah.
Rakim Allah.
That's right. In 16.
And so that's what everybody calls him now.
Yes. Okay, and he was born in 1968 and also hailed from the suburbs of New York, specifically in Long Island. Now, Long Island, people always question that because they're saying, well, Long Island is kind of like a nice area in Manhattan, but it's still kind of normal.
You gotta remember, they were only like 16, 17 years old.
They were so young.
They were like really young, right? So
wow.
And they finished school, by the way. Okay, graduated from school, went to college. After that, they still went to college, even though they were they had their rap deals and everything like that. But they completed their education, right? So
that's what's important. So Eric B. Barrier, he played the trumpet and guitar early on and switched to the turntables in high school, and eventually he landed a job as a mobile DJ in the station WBLS.
Actually, they still have a picture of him up on the walls. Right, why not, man? You got a legend that started at your radio station. It was there that at the radio station is where they met. Right, and so that's where he met Rakim, and the two officially formed their friendship. Okay, they didn't know each other before. They had heard a little bit from other people about them, but they didn't know each other. So that's the other thing that we have to talk about here is that a lot of the other bands, a lot of the other groups, they all grew up together.
Yes.
Right? And they sort of grew up in the same neighborhood, knew each other. These guys grew up, one grew up on Long Island, the other one grew up in Queens. And so they didn't really know each other. So they were sort of brought together. Right? And so maybe that might have been the reason why their partnership didn't last as long as some of the other duo groups, because those other guys are lifetime partners and friends, right?
It was like lightning in a bottle. It can happen sometimes.
So their first single was Eric B is the President.
I have to say something about that. I think they meant Eric B for president, but they wrote Eric B is the president because it didn't make sense to me as a kid what that meant.
Really?
So, I think it was meant for Eric B for president, but it was a mishap. It was a typo.
Really? And they kept it as just Eric B is the president?
Yes, it was a mistake.
Jeez. Right? See, I didn't know that. Just learned something new. Okay?
Exactly,
And later they released My Melody. Okay, here's the thing about My Melody. Okay, this is a controversial song because Eric B claims that he produced the song.
Okay.
Right. And Rakim's first producer claims that he actually created the first beat but he doesn't want anything from it. He doesn't care. Right. But he said he originally created the original beat. Because that's the guy he knocked on the door and said he got a beat, and so they created that beat, and but it was switched and changed about 3 or 4 times, right? And then the original beat, the other producer claims that the original beat, that beat they actually used and released, was very similar to the one he had originally done.
I see.
But he's got no hardships about it. He's not suing them. He's not doing anything. They were all friends, right? And so he was just happy that they got the song recorded and the melody, My Melody. So these songs were released on the tiny Harlem-based indie, right? Zakia, right? Zakia, right? And it was a street level sensation. They got like, because they were young. They were like 16, 17 years old. So at street level, they built their street level rep.
Yeah.
Right? In the summer of 1986.
86. That's right.
Okay? Have a listen to Eric B. is the president and My Melody.
I came in the door, said it before. I never
born and my name's the R, aka I am not like.
All right. Every time I hear those hits, they're still great to this day.
Oh.
So the equally monumental singles, "I Ain't No Joke." And,
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
And I Know You Got Soul, sampled by James Brown and his cohort Bobby Bird, respectively. And their utter funkiness begin. I mean, that funk in the beginning of the songs is just so great. It just revolutionized the sound of hip hop. And moreover, Rakim's line, "Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up, pump up,
pump up," right?
On the later,
it was later a song that Mars created.
Yes,
right? It was their hits up, "Pump Up the Volume."
That's right.
It was for a movie. Actually, it was originally released in a movie.
Yes, right? It was. I mean, even that song has been sampled so many times, "Pump Up the Volume," and so on. So let's hear the clips of "I Ain't No Joke" and "I Know You Got Soul."
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm done and make sure. Time I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to.
Then in 1987, Fourth and Broadway record label issued the duo their full-length first album.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
And which was called Paid in Full. I bought this. This was what I bought. Right? Paid in Full.
I listened to my friend's album. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it was accompanied by Mighty Underground Buzz. The record claimed to climb to the top 10 on the R&B.
Okay.
Right?
R&B charts.
On the R&B LP charts.
Wow, LP charts.
LP charts.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
they had so many good songs on that album, right? They just didn't know which song to pick, right? And so, additionally, the British duo Cold Cut remixed that little cut, the title cut, right? And it helped, which was Paid in Full, right? They used the drum beat, and the Paid in Full's drum beat is the other most sampled.
Yeah. That's
because the funky drummer.
Yes.
From James Brown.
Yes.
Was the one, but their Paid in Full drum beat. That is the second most sampled.
Yeah, I hear that often. I hear that.
And it's still in a lot of the new rappers. New rappers. Okay? It's still part of that funky drummer.
You're not winning this round.
It's still in there. So here, listen to Paid in Full, because this was the album that I bought. Right.
All right. Okay. Let's listen. Bye.
This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands, so I dig it to my
Paid in Full. I mean, that's still such a classic album, and from time to time I still listen to it, and it's classic. I mean, it will never be outdated for me. Yeah. So
another album that I listen to all the time in my car.
He won't let it go, guys. Folks, he won't let it go. Yes.
Okay.
So when we talk about the funky drummer, it provided the foundation for Millis Vanilli's "Girl, You Know It's True." Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love you. But I know we make fun of. Listen, I love their music. We got to do one topic with them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna open that door and we're gonna bring it back out so that everybody knows who Milli Vanilli's really were.
Yeah. Right? Yes. Because there was some rap in it, so we have to. So, among many other more credible hits, on the heels of Paid in Full, Eric B and Rakim signed with MCA subsidiary Uni and consolidated their reputation with another landmark hip hop album, 1988. Follow the Leader.
Oh, yes. With their black leather jackets with the purple thing and sitting on the hood of a car. Right? That was actually a cool picture. Though.
Yeah, that was.
The album was really cool, right? Yeah. And that's the thing about the older albums. They didn't make them flashy or anything.
That's true.
They made them really simple. They were just two guys standing there or something.
Yes.
And so that album, Follow the Leader, right, is awesome. I love rap music. I know I say that song is awesome, this song is awesome. It's so hard to pick one single song to say it's awesome, because they're all good music is just good music.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is. So why don't we listen to it? Let's look at Take a listen.
Let's follow the leader.
Follow the leader. There you go.
Just like a photo, music makes mellow, maintains to make melody.
That song is awesome. This song is awesome. It's so hard to pick one single song to say it's awesome because they're all like good music is just good music.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is. So why don't we listen to it? Let's take a listen.
Let's follow the leader.
Follow the leader. There you go.
Okay.
So, what even again when I hear it, it still brings back so much memories.
Yeah.
So the title cut took its place among the classic singles, and Jody Watley, love Jody Watley, tapped the duo for a guest spot on her 1989 single "Friends."
Yeah, which we mentioned earlier.
Which you mentioned earlier, became one of the top 10 hits.
Yeah, and that was the first and only top 10 the hit they had as like that actually was nominated for a Grammy or.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So it was like Jody Watley, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember Jody Watley. Yeah, you know what?
You want to do one?
I want to watch that clip. I want to watch that clip. I want to watch that clip.
Let's look at
so,
it. Here we go.
Ready to break so we'd argue. What happened to the kisses and rah, how are you?
The 1990s followed up with "Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em."
Hit 'em.
Right?
Yeah.
And provided it was relatively disappointing because it didn't stand out like all of their other albums. And I think at this point there was also a bit of a disconnect between the two of them.
Yeah.
But they came back in 1992 and took back the crown, with a slightly jazzier tune, right, with the trumpet and the sax and everything in this one. Don't sweat the technique.
Don't sweat the technique.
Oh man, was more consistent with their earlier style and harder hitting lyrics on this one, right? And so this one sort of put them in created their legacy, right?
Yeah.
And that was it, right?
Yes.
And so listen to this Don't Sweat the Technique.
Don't sweat the technique.
I flipped the script so they can't get filed, at least not now.
And they had discussed that the possibility of each of them recording their own solo albums, right? And unfortunately, that resulted into tension over the future of their partnership, ultimately destroying it, right? That's sad, man. That is really sad when two really talented people come together and just politics gets in the way.
Yeah,
right?
and that happens, in life sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm suing you.
Okay, well I know a lot about you. Okay, so if you sue me, you're in trouble, bud.
Okay, that's what happens when you're in a duo.
Exactly.
In the aftermath of the breakup, right, various legal issues prevented them from actually releasing single albums. Right, because of the lyrics, the music, everything. So each one of them started claiming what was theirs and what was his, what was hers, right?
Disputes.
So the dispute just got worse, and they never actually came back together, right?
So the only recording to appear was Rakim's first solo cut, "Heated Up," which was featured on the soundtrack of the 1993 film Gunman.
Yeah.
So have a listen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Depends from the nurse, I hook the mic up first when it absolutely, positively has to be there on time.
So finally, in 1995, Eric B issued his self-titled solo debut on his own 95th Street label. Rakim, meanwhile, signed with Universal and delivered a pair of acclaimed comeback albums in 1997 with The 18th Letter and in 1999, The Master.
Oh yeah, man. Here's a clip from The Master.
Yeah,
this is actually a really good song. Right?
They come on the spot, the fail sisters, like the air rail spitters, the kids on the ziggers.
I remember them being these kind of rappers trying to imitate them. There was a Canadian rapper, Maestro Fresh West, right? Let your backbone slide. You never heard that song?
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, he was actually officially out of Canada.
Yes.
He was the first rapper that even American rappers liked, and that they actually gave him respect. Before that, before Maestro Fresh West, it was surprising. There was a lot of Canadian rappers, but they just could not enter the American market. And this guy came along. We'll talk about him as well as one of the Canadian rappers that made it huge. And there's a lot of them, by the way. Okay. And then GangStar, LL Cool J, Fresh Prince, and many other rappers. They all sort of looked up to Rakim and the way he rapped and his style. And like you said, they pulled. You can see it, you can hear it, you can hear it in their lyrics, right? And like I said, I'm a big fan of jazz, so that's why I levitated towards them and towards this music. And same thing with GangStar, right? I sort of pulled into that. So, what do you think? What are your final?
My final thoughts with Rakim. I mean, this guy was one of the first rappers who taught me how to rap because his flow was kind of similar to mine. He would flow sometimes unorthodox, like with his beats, but he taught me how to stop because it's like we just keep going without taking a breath. And when I listen to him, he has that same kind of, well, his voice might be a little bit even deeper than mine. Can you imagine with a small frame like him? But he just taught me with the jazz music and the flow and the lyrics. It's like he was like a master in his own craft. And I just want to thank you, Rakim.
It was like Louis Armstrong of rap.
Because with jazz, jazz, it can be structured and it can be unstructured. And that's what he taught us. It doesn't have to be within the 4-bar or 16-bar frame. And we just, we send our kudos to you, Rakim and Eric B. Thank you for being pioneers of rap.
Do your thing, keep doing your thing, keep inspiring people, right? Because that's what you guys do. You guys inspired us, right? And you inspired millions of other rappers, right?
That's right.
Maybe not millions, but hundreds, right? And thank you for your talent. Thank you for paving the road, right? I want to thank all those old school rappers for paving the road.
Well, yes, we do.
Another little jab. So, anyways, Yo Bass.
Yep.
Yo Bass.
Yes.
You think they are ready for this?
They're ready for this?
Yeah. Do you think they're ready for this week's hit list?
I think they are ready for
this. Are you sure?
I think they are.
Are you ready?
I think they are.
Are you ready?
I think they are.
I think they're ready.
So check it out.
See, you was straight, but you ain't care. You just getting old. That petty money don't even excite me. Guess I'm getting old. I think I need to incubate right
back to the basics. Hop back in the matrix. Gator made back. Now it's off to the races. Had him tapping my phone.
I ain't got no COVID test, but a nigga sick. I got 50 in my clip, 50 on my wrist.
When I dine and I want light sauce. Drinking like this, my diamonds when the lights off.
I wish my fan base was more like J. Cole's, but dope boys gotta be the man like they know. How many more car facts?
With their mop stick, like a janitor. Catch one of you rap niggas, shoot you when your manager.
Go to my zone, go to my own. Got no one calling my phone. Sometimes I set up in stone. Just thinking about it, this giving will never be gone.
I think I'm about ready to make love in this club. Only thing I need is my drink and my drugs. I ain't got no 10 and for
whenever she comes, look what I gotta do. I'm moving with a two, I paid it out of fuck.
To the south, then we back to the east. Jumped in so way I couldn't buy me a seat. Then moved out west because bro had a V. Looked in his eyes and said, need one of these.
Okay, people, let's remember to subscribe. Leave your comments below. That's right.
Right here.
Press the likes and ring that bell.
Ding. Okay. We will see you next week with another episode of In the Vibe. Peace, love, and respect.